Hello sisters, it's another week and it is my privilege to be able to talk with you guys for a little bit. I've been thinking a lot about what to talk about and I have felt impressed to talk about journals, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But first, we are excited. We found out that we get to meet in person for the first time as a Relay Society for Relay Society activities. Yay! We're excited. So anyway, this coming Thursday at 7:30 at my house, we are going to have a Relay Society activity. We're going to be in the backyard, so if you can bring camping chairs or whatever, we'll have some. But if you have some, bring your own chairs. And we're going to talk about conference. And those of you who have conference packets, if you want to bring those, we can talk about how to prepare for conference and then just enjoy being together. So mark that on your calendars, and we're so excited about that. So now about journals. Some of you may have said, oh no, journals, but I'm going to tell you something that's changed my life with journals years and years ago. When I was a little kid, I heard President Kimball talk about keeping a journal. And so I started dutifully keeping a daily journal, and I was in my early teens. So all through my teenage years and into my early adult years, I faithfully kept a daily journal, rarely missing a day. But then I got married and had kids, and that dutiful exercise of keeping a journal went out the window. And I always felt bad because I always kind of wanted to do a journal. I wanted to try and follow the prophet, but life as a mother was very busy, as all of you know. But then somewhere when I was about 30 or so, my mother gave me my great-grandmother's journal. It totally changed the way I started keeping journals. And so I want to show you some of the things. And at this time of COVID especially, I would encourage you guys to keep a journal, to write. If you're depressed, write. If you're happy, write, record. And let me show you. I'm going to flip the camera here. So this is my grandmother's journal. I never met her in this life. If you can see, it's very thin. There's my finger. It's thinner than my finger, and it covers 5 years. And because I never met my grandmother, this journal allowed me to meet my grandmother in a personal way. Look at this, that she did a handwritten journal and my uncle transcribed it to writing. But look, he said the handwriting only took 1 inch every day. And so she did this. And so my big long journal entries ended up getting much shorter. And I learned so much about my grandmother. You would think that you couldn't get to know somebody in just a line or two, but this journal is amazing. I want to read a few of the entries for you so that you can see that even a small entry makes a big difference. So bear with me as I read and not looking at the camera near as much. So this is Friday, made a cheese. It was a Joe Dandy, had 60 pounds of milk. Spent the rest of the day catching up with work I did not do yesterday. Tuesday, went to Joe City with Sister Butler to visit Relay Society. Dressed in such a hurry, I left off my brassiere. Meeting was good, but I was out of tune. So I learned. That was so fun. So Saturday, tried to, and we did wash, but oh me, hose leaked, ringer would not ring, and finally washer refused to go. And then she says rub-a-dub-dub on the old scrub tub. Let's see. Another one that she says, baked, washed, ironed, and scrubbed. Of course, scolding the children goes into boot. Went to Zina's to plan birthday party for Grandpa Smithson. So right there, she's human. She scolded the kids, wrote it in there, and made her so human to me. Churning and baking bread, went to Relief Society literacy lesson. Hazel read every word of the lesson. I hate to hear a lesson read. So she's human. She criticized, and she put it right in the journal. Fast day, and hooray, they are going to hold church right after Sunday school, so children cannot pester me to eat. So she's just so human in her writing. Kept Lincoln, her son, out of school to coax engines so I could do my washing from 3 weeks back. It was large. We broke the wringer. I was so tired by night. So she hand washed 3 weeks of laundry. That was some ordeal. Found the house so upset and dirty, I spent the whole day cleaning. Martha and Whitings came up in the evening. So she had been out of town, and she came home and found the house a mess and spent the day having to clean it up. I am so tired today. I can barely drag myself up, but work I must. Everything is behind at home, and it must be cleaned up. So as moms, whether it was way back in 1938 or today, we women have a lot in common still. Then listen to this. June 3rd, Monday, Blue Monday, and it isn't wash day either. I just don't feel well. News tells us that Germany bombed Paris today. 155 bombing planes. Tuesday, June 4th. Paris feels terrible. Can't blame them. 400 dead, 600 wounded. Their beautiful buildings wrecked. We had a good Relief Society meeting, though. And then June 6th, Thursday. What is to become of our old world? Germany attacking France on a 125-mile front. England can't help her anyway. Half destroyed in Flanders. And then Friday, June 7th. Greatest battle of all time raging on France's soil. England is sending her children to Canada, India, and Australia to escape the destruction of the war. What will come? And so that you get the feeling of the worry and the stress of what's going to become of things in the world. And they didn't know how it was going to play out, what was going to happen. So I keep my daily journal in a planner, and I just make notes and write them a few sentences at a time. At first, I tried cramming them and writing them up and down, but then I went and started writing it sideways. And so you can write in, Gordon keeps his journal in a little 89-cent me. If I have a longer entry, then I have a journal that I keep it in. But sisters, I would encourage you to keep a journal and to write, and it doesn't have to be long and it doesn't have to be much to make a difference for your children, your grandchildren, and even in your life to just de-stress and just write it in. And so I'd encourage you to keep a journal. Love you, sisters. Hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.